Okay. So, welcome to the January 21st Successor Agency to the Brisbane Redevelopment Agency meeting. Roll call, please.
Note for the record that all board members are present except Board Member Davis, who will not be joining us this evening.
Okay. Oral communications. Any item that's not on tonight's agenda regarding the Successor Agency? Nobody. Okay. So, new business. Item number A, consider adoption of resolution number 2016-01 requesting the Brisbane Oversight Board to confirm the Successor Agency's obligation to repay a loan to the City of Brisbane. Stuart?
Yes, there's two resolutions before you, 2016-1 and 2016-2. They're both for the same purpose, to confirm, to ask the Oversight Board to confirm loans that the City of Brisbane made to the Redevelopment Agency. The first loan was based for the marina completion bond issue, and there is $2,295,996 that the City of Brisbane loaned to the Redevelopment Agency to pay off a debt issue for the original marina building and to work through the MetLife refinancing project. And I know that one we've talked about that a number of times. The second one was loans that the City of Brisbane made to the Redevelopment Agency, RDA 2 area, when there was not enough money for them to make all of their administrative payments and housing fund payments. So this passed during the last legislative session. The state passed new legislation which may have negatively impacted the city's ability to collect these obligations. The city manager worked with Assembly Member Mullins and Senator Hill to work with the Department of Finance to develop a method for us to make sure that we can get repaid. What we need to do is have the Oversight Board confirm these loans to the city that the city had made. The Oversight Board had reviewed these originally when we were first going through the ROPS. As you remember, they were put on our ROPS. The Oversight Board said, yes, they belong on the ROPS, but there was no resolution done at that point in time because nothing needed to be done in that fashion. So now, based on the new legislation, we need to have a resolution from the Successor Agency asking the Oversight Board to have a resolution so the Oversight Board can say, yes, we confirm that these loans will be repaid. And that is what these two are for.
All right. Any questions for staff? Clark?
No, I don't have any questions. Actually, Stuart, thank you very much for the background because it kind of really went through it, as you're writing to more of a lay audience, and it really explains the story, of what went on. And of course, we know all the stuff that went on in order to get this done, and we're really appreciative to Jerry Hill.
Senator Hill, yeah.
Yeah, for, the work that he did on basically standing on their desk, and I'm not going to sign this bill unless you do this. And so there had to be some real forceful action on his
There is
part.
lobbying on our behalf.
Yeah, so, I really appreciate that work from Jerry and also Kevin, so.
Or you have a question?
No questions.
I just have one question, Stuart. So, if we move forward with these loans that we've been kind of talking about that, maybe this money isn't real money that is in our budget, this will make that money legit, and eventually we're going to get paid sometime down the line.
Sometime. So this money, this has always been money that we have shown as in our fund balances. The $2,296,000 has been shown as retained earnings in the marina, and the $1 million and change has been shown as an asset in the general fund. So they've always been there. The concern has always been that if we did not show them as assets of the city, then at some point in time the Department of Finance says, well, you weren't expecting to ever get that money, so then never mind. So we've always shown it as an asset. And we've always expected that we would receive the money based on the way that the state law was written. Based on the new state law that was just approved this year, that called that repayment into question. And it was only through, as Councilmember Conway said, through the lobbying of our legislators and working with our city manager, did that come to light, and that our legislature, and specifically Senator Hill, said, I will not sign this bill until the city of Brisbane is made whole. And this is, so we've talked with the Department of Finance on how do we get made whole on this. This is how we get made whole, is by going through this process. As I've said in the past, the only time we will get repaid is after the housing fund has gotten repaid, and that has gone, you have to go through the waterfall process. So when we will get repaid, I'm not sure. It'll be at some point in the future, we will. But we will always show it as an asset on our books.
Okay, good.
The long answer to a very short question.
No, that's quite fine.
But don't spend it yet.
It is,
No, do not borrow against it.
do not borrow against it, do not spend it. It is booked as a receivable, so it's not cash.
Yes.
So
All right.
I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number SA 2016-01.
And
And this, a resolution of the successor agency of the City of Brisbane requesting the Brisbane Oversight Board to confirm the successor agency's obligation to repay the loan to the City of Brisbane.
Okay.
and is that also
Oh, two.
SA 2016-02?
Right. I was going to make a separate motion on it, but,
Oh,
okay. I'll amend
Okay.
my motion to include 02.
and I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
So for item B, the ROPS, as you know, our last deputy finance director has retired, and she was always the one who brought this forward. So our finance manager, Carolina, is going to introduce and talk to you about our ROPS.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Stuart. Good evening. You have before you the recognized obligation payment schedule, or the ROPS, for July 1st, 2016 through June 30th, 2017, as we continue to wind down the former RDA's outstanding debt and legal obligations. I wanted to highlight the state of California has changed the ROPS from a 6-month biannual layout to an annual plan and process. With that said, the main change for us from last period to this period's plan is we're resubmitting our request for the return of the SERAF deferred set-aside for Project Area 1, which was postponed by the Oversight Board last September. Assuming the Oversight Board approves it this round, we're asking for an additional $200,000 for the first payment to the Housing Authority over the reported ROPS period, just as a placeholder. Therefore, the first 6-month period, we're asking for $1.5 million and $1.2 million for the second 6-month period, for a combined total of $2.7 million of this ROPS period.
All right. Any questions, staff?
No, make a motion to adopt the schedule for July 2016 through June 2017.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Okay. So consider adoption of the successor agency minutes of September 3rd, 2015. Anybody?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, and then receive the report, and receive the investment report as of September 30th, 2015.
So received.
Okay. All right, so I'll take a
Move it up.
motion to adjourn.
Move adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, everybody.
You can talk to me anytime, you know that, Paul. All right.
It's just,
Let me give you a plug here, Lori.